Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two types of realities. Am I audible to all? Mic wala? This one increase. Increase more. Is it okay? Is it okay? You people are not professionals. Every day the same problem. I am to adjust in a different manner. There are two types of realities. One is the absolute reality and second is the relative reality. The absolute reality is the one which remains the same, doesn't undergo any modification, doesn't have any beginning or doesn't have any end. That is the absolute reality. The relative reality is also real, but it is relatively real. For example, if somebody cuts my hand, so I will get pain, it is real, no doubt. But that pain was not there earlier. That pain came after a particular event. And after some time, when the wound is cured, the pain goes away. But I continue to remain. So, this pain is relatively real because I suffered. But because of this suffering, the sufferer who was born, I am very miserable. This miserable who was born, he is not absolutely real, he is relatively real. See? This is what is brought out in these mantras. In the second mundaka of the first mantra tells, Tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat vispulinga सहस्रशः प्रभवन्ते स्वरूपा तथाक्षरात् विविधा सौम्य भावा प्रजायन्त्रे यत्र चैवाप्यन्ति. So first of all, we were told that whatever is told in the karma kanda, that if you do good, you go to heaven. If you do bad, you go to hell. That is real. With that alone, we can change our attitude towards life. See, this hell and heaven are the two principles in every religion which can keep the masses under control to some extent. See, nobody has seen hell nor heaven. We don't have to go to see the hell anywhere. Go home. Don't have to struggle. Do something bad and die and go. No need. So, we are told if you do something bad, you will go to hell. And then they describe the hell in a most wonderful manner. And if you do good, you will go to the heavens. That also they describe in a most wonderful manner. Now, if we do not accept this, there is no foundation for morality. See? Like the animals. Animals have no morality. See, the bull calf and the mother, they are mother and child up to a particular stage. After that, everything is forgotten. For them, there are no relations. Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, no relations. If we also start living in the same manner, then what is the difference between human beings and animals? Therefore, tadetat satyam. What is said in the scriptures that mantreshu karmani kavayo yani apashyan. So whatever is said in these mantras is true. Therefore, do not bypass the law of karma. We have to honor it, number one. After that is said, then in the next one it was told that tadeta satyam yatha sudiptat pavakat vispulanga sahasrashaha prabhavante tatha akshara vividha somya bhava. Now the absolute reality is being told. To tell the absolute reality, we have to invoke the relative reality. See, the rule is the unknown is indicated with the reference of the known. Do you know Gupta ji? No, I don't know. He is a son-in-law of Verma ji. Verma ji, you know? Oh, who doesn't know that terrible fellow? So, Gupta ji we didn't know. Verma ji we knew. And after we came to know Gupta ji is related to Verma ji, and then we deal with Gupta ji and get cheated sufficiently, and afterwards somebody asks us, do you know Gupta ji? We don't require Verma ji now. We don't require. Because we have aparokshanubhuti. We have the direct experience how Gupta ji has cheated me. I don't require any reference. In the same manner. See? So first, what is said in the karma is real. Don't bypass it. Then the second thing which is said in the scriptures, that you are a soul. See, you are a soul, and because of your Mahatma ji, यहाँ आप खड़ा रहे, आप यहाँ खड़े रहने का कितना चार्ज होगा मैं आपको दे दूंगा. यहीं बैठे रहिए. पान खाना है तो सो जाओ. तो first, karma is real. Second, the soul that I am. I have done good karma, bad karma. Therefore, I have gone to hell and heaven. Last life, this life, next life. So, this soul is also real. So, first of all, the karma is real. Then, can the karma exist without the doer? So, the doer, the soul, that is also real. And this is what it is said. Tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat pavakan visvulinga sahasrashaha prabhavante tatha akshara vividha somya bhava prajayante tatra chayavapi anti. देखो. So, neither your seat is comfortable nor your mic is comfortable. You are comfortably miserable. So, first of all, we take, no, it's okay, don't worry. Tomorrow do little more difficult so that my spiritual practice goes ahead. Don't worry now, relax. No, it's not required. कैसे नजदीक आएगा यार, वो यही है. गणपति बाप्पा मोरया. अब चले जाओ. So the karma cannot exist on its own. There has to be a doer, then only the karma can exist. See? So, who is the doer? Like the car cannot move by itself. A driver is required, either sitting in the car or remote. But driver is required. In the same manner, good and bad karma, if that is done, the question is, who is the doer? Then we are told the doer is called as the jiva or the soul. See, friends. Therefore, tadetat satyam. Who does the karma? The jiva. So, this jiva is called as, example is given. Yatha sudiptat pavakat sahasrashaha prabhavante sarupa. As when the fire is in a conflagration, tremendously huge fire, from that small sparks come out. See? In the same manner, tatha akshanan vividha somya bhava prajayante. In the same manner, from this akshara, this indestructible, this infinite, uncreated, unmodifying, unchanging, unending, from this real truth, aksharat, vividha bhava, all the souls are born. Like from the major fire, the small sparks come out. In the same manner, from the akshara, the absolute reality, the relative sparks of life come out. Now be attentive before we go further. See, there cannot be division of the absolute. Absolute is the one which cannot be divided. Therefore, it is absolute. Like space cannot be divided. And because the space cannot be divided, the space is called as absolute space. Now, in this absolute space, we can always imagine divisions. Divisions can be imagined. And how do we imagine the divisions? With the conditioning of the sun and the earth. We establish a relationship between the... I am not able to see you this side because mic doesn't go that side. So I am looking only this side. You can hear me and see my beautiful face. So, the sun and the earth. So when the relationship between the sun and the earth is understood, then the is it better? So when the relationship between the sun and the earth is understood, we create an imaginary fraction in the absolute space, and that is called as the East. After the East is created in the absolute space, then we create West. After East and West are created, then we create North and South. After these four directions are created, in the corners we create the four corner directions. And then two more are added on the top, above and below. Thus, in that absolute space, 10 directions are created. Now, are these directions really anything other than the space? See? Like, from the fire when the sparks come out, are the sparks something other than the fire? In the same manner, tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat pavakat vispulinga sahasrashaha prabhavante sarupa. Sarupa, exactly the same. See? It is not that on the eastern side there is no sunset. In the western world there is no sunrise. No. East and west and south and east, these are only operational adjustments. But when we start taking these as real, then we are infected by Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra. See? Somebody wrote, send me one WhatsApp. My wife is a Vastu Shastra. How come? When she is angry, she takes any Vastu and uses it as a Shastra. Vastu Shastra. Now this Vastu Shastra has no meaning for the space. See friends, in the same manner, we are essentially divine. Like every direction is essentially space. In the same manner, we are essentially divine. But we give importance to the north and south and east and other directions. As a result, we miss the space. See friends, in the same manner, we give importance to the husband, wife, brother, father, mother, sister, and we miss the man. See, then we give importance to the man, woman, young, old, and we miss the soul. And we give importance to the soul and we miss the absolute reality. See friends, all the spiritual practice is change your focal length. If the focal length is not properly adjusted, you can never have proper perception of the world. See? One minister went to the doctor, eye doctor, for the glasses. He was not able to see properly because he could not adjust the focal length. So the doctor showed him one English letter, let us say E, and asked him, can you read this? He said, no. Again, can you read this? No. He made it 6 feet tall. E. Can you read this thing? No. How come? I don't know English. Now to that wise man, what medicine or the glass number can be given? See friends. So he has to adjust his mental focal length, not the eyes focal length. Therefore, all the spiritual practice is this. The moment you are miserable, you are focusing on husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father. Change your focal length. You come to know you are a man, you are a woman. If you have got pain in your body, focus on the pain and you are miserable. Then remove from there your focal length and bring it to the jiva, the experiencer. There is a pain, no doubt, but if I take a painkiller, the pain goes. The painkiller, the painful personality also goes. So because of the pain, when a painful personality is born, that is also not real. It comes and goes. All the spiritual practice is working on myopia. You know, myopia is a term used by the eye doctors. Because they deal with the eye and we also deal with the eye. But our patients' spellings are different. The eye doctor's spelling is EYE and our spelling is small-i.com. See friends, this is all the spiritual practice. Don't take the relativity as absolute. Tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat pavakan vispulinga sasrashaha prabhavante tatha ksharat. In the same manner, from this absolute reality, prabhavante bhava, all the individualities are born. Tatra chaivapi yanti, and be attentive. The miserable me that I was, as a husband, or the miserable me that I was as a wife. When that misery goes, where the miserable I has gone? See? When my wife left me, and again I came back to the Ekameva Dvitiya, now the question is, when my wife left me, where the husband has gone? Husband has come back to me, the man. Because without the man, there cannot be husband. But the man can exist without becoming a husband. So what is the reality? And who is miserable? This non-existing entity, imaginary fraction called as husband. Work, friends, on this. This is all real spiritual practice. All other things are secondary, they are not important. See, like when one man in relation to three relations has become three. He becomes the son, he becomes the husband, he becomes the father. Now has he become three? He is only one. So this one carrying the burden of three, which doesn't exist, can there be more fun than this? It is something like, the space carrying the burden of the 10 directions. In the same manner, man carrying the burden of the father by becoming the son, carrying the burden of the wife by becoming the husband, carrying the burden of the son by becoming the father. Now has he become three? And where are these three fellows? Nowhere. And these nowhere, non-existing entities, they are miserable in this world. See, friends, therefore the moment you are disturbed, remind yourself, I am not the husband, I am a man first. Husband, it was an accident, never mind. See? That is the only day a man is happy. The rest of the life, you know better, I don't have experience. So, prajayante tatra chaivapiyanti, all of them go back again. Now this Paramatma, from whom these souls are born, now this is being told. This is the most important mantra of this Upanishad. Divyo yamurta purushaha sabhayabhyantaro ajaha yaprana apranaha yavanaha shubhraha yaksharat parataparaha. Now the truth is indicated again by the reference with which we are accustomed to. See? First, we are accustomed to attributes. Short, long, eyes, ear, life, prana, activity, dirt, purity. These are the things we know. So with reference to these, now the teacher tells, Divyaha. See, these Akshara Purusha from whom all the jivas have come out, this absolute reality from the relative world has come out, this space from which the 10 directions have come out, this man from whom all the relations have come out, who is this? Divyaha. Divyaha means self-effulgent. No other means of knowledge is required. See? To see this book in my hand, I require external light because the book is not self-illumined. I require the functional eyes. Then I require the contact between the eyes and illumined book. Then only the book is known. If I had to see the tube light, I don't require the book. And if I had to know myself whether I am or I am not, so suppose I am in a dark room and somebody calls me, are you there? I don't know, there is no light in this room. No. My presence does not depend on any means of knowledge, and therefore Divyaha, self-effulgent. See, Divyaha, Amurtaha. Now be attentive. Body has a shape. What is the shape of the father? What is the shape of the mother? See? What is the shape of the daughter-in-law? No. Why? Because they don't exist. They are only imaginations. Amurtaha. And the same manner, what is the shape of the direction? East, west, north or south? No shape, no nothing. In the same manner, when we drop all the forms, all the attributes, and we reach to a point which cannot be rejected, that absolute presence is indicated Amurtaha. Be attentive, very, very subtle point. Mind can function only when there are two parameters available. First parameter is there must be a form, a shape. Without a shape and a form, mind cannot survive. That is the diet for the mind. Second, the mind requires names or sounds. When shapes and forms, names and sounds are not provided to the mind, that mind dissolves in consciousness. This is one of the techniques. That you sit in a dark room, keep your eyes open, because you cannot see anything, therefore a seer is not born, but seeing is happening. Seeing without the division of the seer and the seen is Paramatma. This is with reference to form. Now with reference to the name or the sounds. See? When you start listening consciously, the silence. Listen to the silence. The mind dissolves in consciousness like an ice cube dissolves in the ocean. And this dissolving of the ice cube in the ocean doesn't make any noise. Observe this. Divyo Yamurtaha. Because sounds have got the frequencies, shape, etc. The silence doesn't have. The light has got the wavelengths. The darkness doesn't have the wavelength. We study the light, we don't study the darkness. Therefore, Divyaha, self-effulgent, but that doesn't mean it is a light like this. So, Amurtaha, then Purushaha. This absolute reality is referred to as Purusha. Purusha means what? Puri Shayanat Purushaha, the one who is expressing through the body, and Purnatvat Purushaha, although he is expressing as a man or woman, young or old, yet he continues to be beyond the limitations of the body, age, etc. See? Therefore, Purushaha. That is why we never have the experience of our growth. We never experience that I am old. It is the grace of the society when they give you a seat and say, "Uncle, please sit down, I will stand." then we get the first kick of our life. Don't call me old. I'm not old. And all the old people have got that standard funny dialogue. Do you know what is my age? I am 85 years young. When you call yourself young, you have accepted you are old. See, friends. Therefore, Purushaha, although expressing through the limitations of the Panchakoshas, yet is not influenced by the limitations of Panchakoshas, is Purusha. Now apply this principle in your life. Although you are expressing through the various relations as mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, yet don't get influenced by them, you are God. How simple it is. Divyo Yamurta Purushaha Yak Savaya Bhyantaro Ajaha. Friends, inside and outside, this illusion is valid only when we are identified with the body. See, the husband that I am, the wife that I am, the daughter-in-law that I am, that husband, wife or daughter-in-law, where she is or he is, inside the body or outside the body? See, Sabaya Bhyantaro Ajaha. So it is both outside as well as inside. Means what? There is no division between outside and inside. There is a space inside the hall, there is a space outside the hall. Now what is making this division of in and out? The walls. Now where are the walls? The walls are in the space. So from the space's point of view, there is neither inside nor outside, or both inside and outside. There is but one reality. Sabaya Bhyantaro Ajaha. Because Ajaha, unborn. Each and every word in this mantra is meditation. Each and every word in this mantra is God realization. Ajaha, unborn. Now find out, was there any experience of our birth? We can never have experience of birth. That unborn being is the divine reality, absolute one. So, Divyo Yamurta Purushaha Savaya Bhyantaro Ajaha Apranaha. Apranaha means he doesn't have any organs of action, or the prana, the life is beyond life and death, beyond sentiency and inertness, beyond jada and the chetan. Normally, what is our understanding? God is compassionate, loving. So we try to imagine, understand God only from the life point of view. Life is only an expression of the divinity. It is not divinity. As much Paramatma is present in the living being, so much Paramatma is present in a dead body. See, friends, therefore, apranaha, beyond the limitations of the Kriya Shakti and prana, then he amanaha. Amanaha, there is no mind, meaning there is no instrument by which good or bad experiences are gathered, because it is not the experience of anything, but it is experience itself. We all have the experience of something. Experience of joy, experience of sorrows, experience of celebration, experience of condolence, experience of gain, experience of loss. We are not talking of. Experience itself. Anubhava. Anu means unbroken, continuous. Bhava, being. It is not a broken experience. Vekar dreamer, deep sleeper and samadhi person. These are broken experiences. The experience of the waker is limited in the waking. It has no entry in the dream. The experiences of the dreamer are limited in that particular dream. No entry in the waking and the other experiences. But there is one principle which is anubhava, which is continuous. Whether waking comes and goes, there is no gain and loss. When dream comes and goes, there is no gain and loss. In deep sleep, there is no loss. And in samadhi, there is no gain. See? And therefore, amanaha. There is no element of mind which is creating this world. See friends, the more you become aware about your mind, the mind will start behaving properly. Like when we become aware about our figure, don't we start eating properly? We take care because we are aware of our figure. Apply the same principle. When we become aware of our mind, then the mind cannot behave wrong way. See, we are carried away by this dumb mind. See, and everything is existing only in the mind. And what is mind? Mind is not. Can there be a better joke than this? See, the husband who is miserable, he doesn't exist, and yet he is miserable. See, once I told one story, you all must have heard it. There was an actor, and he was expert in acting as Rana Pratap. He was from Rajasthan probably. Every time he will act and he will get a great appreciation, and he became very famous as Rana Pratap. And one of the drama when he was acting, it so happened that day after the drama was over, as usual, the boy collecting the costume of every character in the green room. So he said, "Hey Rana Pratap, come quickly, I have to go." But that day, the Rana Pratap was not removed from his system. And when that boy said, "Hey Rana Pratap, come here," he got so angry. Gave one. You talk to Rana Pratap like this? Every day he was listening the same thing. But that particular day, Rana Pratap was still on, not switched off. And then he went out. The bus stopped. Rana Pratap thought bus stop for him. It was just an ordinary bus. He got into it. Conductor, tak tak tak, paise nikalo. Rana Pratap ko paise mangta. So the driver saw. So he winked at him, "Don't worry." The bus went. Deep forest, midnight, 11, 12 o'clock. Suddenly the bus stopped. Again Rana Pratap watched. What happened? The driver said, "Chittorgarh." Immediately the Rana Pratap got down from the bus and the bus went. And Rana Pratap is moving in the deep forest of ignorance. I am good, I am bad, I am miserable, I am happy. This is how we are all caught up in nothing. Therefore, those people who become miserable as husband, wife, brother, father, mother, sister, they are the fools of the highest order. Don't become miserable because of anybody or anything. Make others miserable and you remain cheerful and happy. Otherwise, leave it. Otherwise, we will be constantly suffering throughout our life. So, ajaha, aprana, amanaha, shubhraha. Shubhra means absolute, immaculate. Now, in a simpler word, to put the whole thing together, apranaha means no body, amanaha means no subtle body, and shubhraha means no causal body. These are the three bodies the Vedantis talk about. First is the gross body, Second is the subtle body. And the third is the casual body. These are the three bodies. So, apranaha, yamanaha, shubraha means these three bodies no more have any influence on this reality. Like, be attentive. Like this light. Whether there is a discourse or a disco, it makes no difference to the light. In the same manner, whether there is a tube light or no tube light, it makes no difference to the electricity. Apply this principle. Whether there are objects or not, sense organs have no problem. Whether sense organs are functional or non-functional, mind has no problem. Whether mind is manifest or unmanifest, consciousness has no problem. So where is the problem? Come to discover this. This is Upanishadic sadhana. See friends, correct your focal length. Aprana, yamana, shubraha, aksharat parataparaha. Now be attentive. Aksharat parataparaha. Here the word akshara means the prakriti, the potentiality, the shakti. Words are different, meaning is same. To understand it is this way. Burning power is the potentiality of fire. Step number one. Because it is the potentiality of fire, the fire is never burnt or suffers because of the burning power. Number three. The burning power cannot exist independent of the fire. Therefore, it is not separate from the fire. See? But when the burning power manifests, then we are talking about two things, fire and burning power. When we talk about two things, they are separate. So what is the truth? See, although different, they are one. Like the fire and the burning power, like the sugar cane and the sugar. They are not separate, and yet they are separate. In the same manner, Paramatma and his potentiality. In the language of Vedanta, Brahma and Maya. In the language of the Vaishnavas, Radha and Krishna. In the language of the devotees of Rama, Rama and Sita. For the yogis, Purusha and Prakriti. Meaning is the same. See? So this Prakriti or the potentiality or the Maya or the Avyakta, this is also called as Akshara, cannot be destroyed. See, the burning power of the fire cannot be destroyed. Then what happens? Burning power can become manifest, can become unmanifest. And therefore, Paramatma's Prakriti is called as Akshara. So, Aksharat Parataha Paraha. So, the Purusha, the Supreme Reality, is expressing as Jiva through the body. Because of this, the Paramatma, the Supreme Reality, is not influenced by the Panchakoshas and therefore is beyond the Panchakoshas or the three bodies or the gross, subtle and the causal body. This is the ultimate reality. See friends, when we abide in this truth, then our experiences completely change. See? It is something like this. Once in Andheri, many years before, Andheri or Warsaw, one of my Gujarati friend, he told me, Swamiji, near my house, we have constructed a huge building. Those days, huge building was 11 floors. And he said, Swamiji, you have to bless. I said, what bless? Will I go and jump from there or what? He said, no, you go up there and then see. I said, then you come. No, I can't come. I got a heart problem, this thing, that thing. So he made me go up all the way. And then he told me, please tell me how it looks from there. So I told him, from here, the human beings look like small ants. And then I told him, the trails look like the trail of the ants walking in one direction. When I said like this, he came, he said, oh God, it is so terrible, better I don't go up there. Now what was said? They look like the ants. That doesn't mean they are ants. In the same manner, from the absolute standpoint, whatever is said, we will never be able to understand. If we are told the truth is beyond presence and absence, oh, God is Satchidananda, and you say beyond Sat, yes. Truth is neither Sat nor Asat. Truth is neither Chit nor Achit. Truth is neither Ananda nor Dukkha. See, friends, but we try to understand from the relative standpoint. And therefore, we are told, oh, Paramatma is like the space. And we go on imagining. Space, space. You get tired because you can't think about space. The moment you start thinking about space, the space inside your head increases. And both the spaces merge. And nothing happens. See, friends. Therefore, this is a very subtle mantra. Divyo yamurta purushaha sabaya bhyantaro yajaha aprano amanaha shubhraha yaksharat paradapparaha. Now apply this principle to your day-to-day life. First, man, his potentiality wife. Now this man with the potentiality wife is called as husband. Was he husband by birth? No. Then he was born. And after that, this husband who exists nowhere apart from the man. See, he doesn't exist separately. So this non-existing entity is called as I am most miserable. See, friends. Then what to do under this condition? Behave properly with your wife. And the best way to behave properly with the wife is make fool of her. That's all. Don't take her seriously. Imagine your husband is intelligent. If there is an intelligent person, he can never become a husband. If there is an understanding wife, she will never become a wife. Then play the game of life. Do your role perfectly, but don't become Rana Pratap. We become Rana Pratap. And then in the dark forest, we keep on moving. In the same manner, discard all this and come to know the truth that you are. After having told this, now the question is, why there is no ear, eyes, nose, prana, etc. in the Paramatma? What is the reason? Because etasmat jayate prano manas sarvendriyani cha tham vayu jyotirapa prithvi vishvasya dharini. It is from this Paramatma alone, the whole world starting from the space and everything is created. Etasmat jayate prana means the Hiranyagarbha and manaha, the sarvendriyani cha, mind and all sense organs and the 5 great elements and including the Prithvi, the earth, which is supporting the whole world. So, be attentive. This is a very subtle point. Be very attentive. Gross, world is gross, what we see by or through our sense organs. They are gross. Sense organs cannot be seen because they are subtle. See, colors and forms are seen by the vision. Vision cannot be seen. Then what is the relationship between the colors and forms and the vision? Vision is subtle, colors and forms are gross. So, grossified vision is called as colors and forms. Grossified hearing ability is called as sounds. Multiply with all sense organs. Now go further. The eyes can see all colors and forms. Eyes cannot see the mind. So, the eyes are, rather the vision is gross, but the mind is subtle. So, grossified mind is called as vision. See? Now, consciousness is subtle, mind is gross. So, grossified mind, grossified consciousness is mind. So, what is the spiritual practice? Go from the gross to the subtle. Anger, gross. Mind, subtle. Revenge, gross. Forgiveness, subtle. Talking, gross. Silence is subtle. Give it a try. See? This is the meaning of this mantra. From that one Paramatma alone, the whole world has come out. Therefore, this world is nothing but Paramatma. This is the purpose of this mantra, Vishwasya Dharini. Continuing further, after this world is created, from the same Paramatma again, the whole world is explained as the Vishwarupa Darshan, the Virat Purusha. Agnir Murdha Chakshushi Chandra Suryo Dishashrotri Vagvivtascha Vedaha Vayu Prano Hridayam Vishwamasya Padhyam Prithivim Esha Sarva Bhutantaratma. Now from the Supreme Reality alone, the head is the upper sky, Agni Murdha, and Chakshushi Chandra Suryo, his eyes are the sun and the moon. Then Dishashrotre, his ears are all the direction, Vagvirutascha Vedaha, and his speech is the Vedas, and Vayu Pranaha. The air is his prana, and Hridayam Vishwamasya, and this whole world is his heart, and this earth is his feet. So see Paramatma in everything. Like when we see a golden idol, let us say of Bhagwan Ganesh ji, then in the Mukutam there is gold, then in the Yagyopavita there is gold, then in the Modakam there is gold, in the mouse also there is gold. Everything is made out of gold. Experiencer, Ganeshji, experienced the Modaka is also Paramatma. Thus, the division of experiencer and experienced dissolves in the absolute being. Tasmad Agni Samido Yasya Surya Somat Parjanya Ushadayas Prithivya Uman Reta Sinchati Yoshitayam Bhavi Praja Purusha Samprasuta. Then from that Paramatma alone, this whole world has come out, and from there only the rains come. Because of the rains in the earth, the various kinds of vegetations grow, vegetation is eaten by the man, the seeds are formed, the seeds are sown in the woman, and thus the whole world is created out of the same Paramatma. Therefore, in this world, there is nothing other than Paramatma. When we look at the world as Paramatma, our attitude toward the world changes. Yesterday I gave you an example. When you are stepping on a marble step, and if there is a Nandi made out of the same marble stone, you don't step on it. Oh, it's God. Our interaction changes. This is what Ishavasya says. Ishavasya sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena munjita. See, our earlier lifestyle of indulgence, reactions, everything disappears. Munjita atmanam palayeta. Protect yourself from yourself. Atmaiva atmano bandhu, atmaiva ripuratmana. If there is some enemy anywhere, it is nowhere other than ourselves. We all suffer in our life only because of ourselves. We never suffer because of others. Okay. I'll give an example. How we suffer because of ourselves. In one college, when my lecture was over, one girl got up and she said, Swamiji, I like your lecture, but I don't like you play with your beard. I said, it's your problem. You suffer. I enjoy. See, friends, we all suffer not because of the world. We suffer because of ourselves. In this manner, Bhavi Praja Purusha Samprasutaha Tasmacha Ruchayayushchi Diksha Yajnasya Sarve Kratavo Dakshinasya Sauvatsarasya Jayamanasya Lokaha Somo Yatra Pavate Yatra Suryaha. Then all the limbs of life are also born out of the same Paramatma. All the Vedas, Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, the Diksha, and all the Yajnas, and all the activity, the Dakshina, the Yajaman, the time, the place, and the heaven and the hell, everywhere, everything is an expression of the Divine. Now, to understand this, just analyze your own dream. In that dream, everything is the mind. The five great elements are the mind. The trees and the rivers, the volcanoes, the vehicles, the killing, the birth, everything is mind. When our mind can create such a beautiful world, and during that experience of the dream, we never take the dream as a dream. That time it is a solid reality. Think. In the same manner, during this waking dream, we take this waking dream as a solid reality. The wise people who are awakened to their essential divine nature, their experience is something like this. If you can imagine, if you re-enter your dream, knowing it well, it is a dream. What will be your experience? That is the joy of Jivan Mukti, liberated while alive. See? Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato mune. The wise people don't look upon the waking world as real because they are awakened to the reality. But the otherwise people, they miss the divinity in and through, and they take this illusory world as real. Therefore, everything, right from the five elements to the mantras, etc. Tasmacha deva bahuda samprasuta sadhya manushya pashavo vayansi pranapano vrihiyo tapasya shraddha satyam brahmacharyam vidishya. From that Paramatma alone, all the various gods, various lives, various types of expressions are born. Whether it is an amoeba or it is evolved being, whether they are the mortals or they are the gods, everything is an expression of the divine. Be attentive. Whenever we talk about the world, according to Vedanta, the world is not only this much. The world includes the upper 7 worlds, Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Mahajanaha, Tapaha, Satyam, and the lower 7 worlds, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, Mahatala. All these 14 worlds together constitute the world. And in all of them, there is one common factor. And the common factor is there the life is lived under the impulses of desires. When life is lived without desire, the worlds disappear. Therefore, Kathopanishad says, Yada sarve pramuchante kama yasya hridishritaha atha martyaha amruto bhavati atra brahma samashrite. When one lives at zero desire level, he is Parabrahma, Paramatma, then and there. When the wife understands, basically I am a woman, so how much time it will take for a wife to become a woman? How much efforts it will take for the wife to become a woman? That effortless, instantaneous is realization. See, friends, and when this wife has to discover she is a woman, she doesn't have to do anything. On the contrary, all that we were doing, that doing is suspended. See, friends, therefore the real spiritual practice is not doing anything. It is undoing all what we have been doing. It is not becoming someone. It is unbecoming whatever we have become. So, Sapta Prana Prabhavanti Tasmat Sapta Jisha Samida Sapta Homa Sapta Ime Loka Yeshu Charanti Prana Guhashaya Nihita Sapta Sapta. Sapta means 7. The whole world is a matrix of 7. Parikshit was cursed. He will be beaten by the snake on the 7th day. There are 7 days in a week. There are 7 holes. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 tongue. Sapta Juva. So, the whole world, the life is manifesting, and this manifestation of the life is the manifestation of the divine through the conditionings of the Panchakoshas. In this manner, under or at the base of all the Panchakoshas, there is one reality. Come to discover this. Ultimately, Atha samudra grayascha sarve yasma sandante sindava sarva rupa atascha sarva oshadayo rasascha yenaisha sarvbhutai tishtate yantaratma. So from this reality alone, the whole world, the rivers, the mountains, the oceans, and all of them, all the plants and trees, all their medical or whatever values, everything is born out of this. Therefore, this reality is the center of everything in this world. And this center is such a center which doesn't have a circumference. The center is everywhere without any circumference. See, friends, is it not true? When we are in deep sleep, we continue to exist. Whether there are n number of circles. One circle wife, second circle children, third circle in-laws, fourth circle government, so many circles. They are valid when we are awake. In deep sleep, all the circumferences disappear, but the center continues to exist. This non-circumferential center is our essential nature. Therefore, Purusha eva idam vishwam karma tapo brahma paravaram paramritam etadyo veda nihitam guhayam saha avidya granthi vikarati somya. So here the teacher tells, he who knows this Purusha, who is the substratum of everything and being, all actions and knowledge, he is alone able to destroy all the avidya granthi. This mantra will come subsequently in a different form. The knot of ignorance or Hridaya Granthi has three components. One is avidya, second is kama, third is karma. Avidya, kama, karma, these three things together constitute the Hridaya Granthi. This Hridaya Granthi is undone and a person is liberated while he is in the same body, while he is in the same place, while he is in the same situation, because all of them are now neutralized. They have no impact on this reality that is discovered. Remaining will take tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.